Picture it. Van Meter, Iowa. Fall of 1903. A sleepy farming town, horse-drawn wagons, coal mines humming on the edge of town, doors unlocked, neighbors waving at one another on dusty roads. Then, for 5 nights in a row, and something massive, winged, and impossible drifted down those same streets. People swore they heard strange noises, like a cross between a hiss and a grinding whistle. Men grabbed rifles, dogs barked and hid, windows slammed shut. It would come when the sun dipped behind the horizon and vanish before dawn. More than a century later, no one agrees on what it was, but the people of Van Meter swore on their graves. They saw it, and they never forgot it. Chapter 1. The First Encounter. It all began on the night of September 29, 1903, when Van Meter was quiet. Just a scattering of lanterns glowing in dusty windows and the faint hum of coal carts outside town. U.G. Griffith, one of the town's most respected businessmen, was heading home after a long day balancing books and locking up the office safe. His footsteps echoed down the empty dirt road as he passed the old brick buildings on Main Street. That's when he saw it. At first, just a strange, flickering light high up on the roof of the Mather and Gregg building. It looked like someone moving with a lantern, sweeping it side to side as if searching for something. Griffith squinted, certain it must be a burglar trying to break in, or maybe a prankster playing tricks. Curious but cautious, he crept closer, ducking into the shadows to get a better look. But the closer he got, the clearer it became that the light wasn't in anyone's hand. It was attached to something alive. He froze. There on the rooftop crouched a shape the size of a full-grown man. Or bigger. 8 feet tall, at least. Its back hunched, shoulders broad, claws gripping the edge of the roof tiles like a giant bat. And right in the center of its forehead or beak, a single blinding light pulsed and swiveled, cutting through the dark like a lighthouse beam. Griffith's mouth went dry. Before he could run, the thing spread massive leathery wings wider than a man's outstretched arms. With a deafening whoosh, it launched off the roof and landed on the street below with a crunch that rattled the ground. For one heartbeat, Griffith locked eyes with the thing. Or eye, singular, blazing like a lantern from another world. Then instinct took over. He turned and bolted, tearing down the street faster than he'd ever run in his life. When he finally reached the safety of his house, he slammed the door, panting, and told his wife and neighbors, "I saw it. A thing not from here. A creature with wings and a light that watches you back." Little did Griffith know, his sighting was only the beginning of Van Meter's 5 nights of fear. Chapter 2. A Town Takes Up Arms. The next night, a local doctor named Alcott was woken by a strange noise outside his office window. A low mechanical buzzing mixed with heavy wing beats. When he peered out, the thing swooped past the glass. Huge wings, long beak, horn blazing with a ghostly light. Terrified but determined, Alcott grabbed his gun and fired at point blank. The creature didn't flinch. It glided off into the dark. Word spread quickly. Something unnatural was stalking Van Meter. Men formed patrols. They gathered their best rifles and shotguns. By the 3rd night, the entire town was on edge. Children slept in their parents' beds. Churches filled with whispered prayers for protection. Chapter 3, or It Didn't Come Alone. By the 4th night, the visitor made another appearance, this time at the local bank. A cashier named Clarence Dunn was sleeping on a cot inside, hoping to catch a thief that had been prowling town. What he found instead was the same blinding light outside the bank's window. He peered out. The creature stood tall and broad-shouldered, wings folded behind it. Dunn raised his shotgun and fired. Again, nothing. It leapt skyward, flapping away with a sound like ripping sails. Some reports claimed that when the townsmen gathered near the old coal mine, they heard not one, but 2 sets of wings beating in the dark. The town now believed there were 2 creatures. Or maybe a parent and its young. Chapter 4. The coal mine closes the case. On the 5th and final night, dozens of armed men tracked the creature's calls to an abandoned coal mine on the edge of town. Inside the darkness, they spotted huge shadows on the walls. One witness swore he saw both creatures disappear into the shaft, as if it was their lair all along. They fired their weapons for hours, hoping to trap, or kill whatever lurked inside. By dawn, the mine was silent. The creatures, gone. The town sealed the mine shut with dynamite and heavy stone. And just like that, the Van Meter visitor vanished from Iowa's skies forever. Or did it? Chapter 5. What was it, really? Ever since that week, people have wondered, what did the town see? Some say it was a giant bat, perhaps an unknown species disturbed when the mine opened. Others think it was pure folklore, a hoax that got out of hand as fear spread. Cryptid hunters argue it could be an early Mothman-type sighting, the same kind of winged creature said to warn of disasters. Skeptics note the era's newspapers loved a good monster yarn. Headlines sold papers, but the eyewitnesses were respected men, not drunks or pranksters. To this day, cryptid researchers visit Van Meter every fall for the annual Van Meter Visitor Festival, hoping for proof the winged terror was real. No bones, no feathers, no wing prints in stone. Just stories, passed down like a warning. Sometimes the night sky hides more than stars. So what do you think soared over Van Meter in 1903? A monster? A hoax? Or something we still don't have a name for? Drop your theory in the comments. Every legend lives a little longer when you talk about it. Subscribe for more real-life monster stories, weird history, and unsolved cryptid encounters. And share this with someone who thinks monsters only live in fairy tales, because in Van Meter they still fly in whispers.